Now, individual climate action is slowly taking center stage in African cities and also urban setups. Well, CGTN's Nick Mudimba spoke to a climate action champion who owns an electric car and is installing charging stations in Kenya's main malls, cities and urban centers.
The development of cities in Africa has brought about the emergence of concrete jungles. But even as some African cities are bridging the gap to expand green spaces, individuals on a personal level are embracing clean energy mobility. Yadi champions green energy. He owns one of the few fully electric saloon cars in Kenya. His desire is to see urban cities transition to clean energy.
We got to realize that the way forward is a mobility. I wanted to push this agenda in Kenya because that's where I'm from. And we didn't only look into like 5 years, 10 years from now, we're looking even 100 years from now. We want the generations going forward to have, better health. Greenhouse gases and pollution affects people's health.
A ride in his car epitomizes a different feeling, comfort and improved mobility.
So on top of the advantage of having green mobility, for him, he only services this car once a year and the wear and tear is very minimal. So for him, it's all about checking if the tires are okay. He doesn't have to suffer or think about fuel. But at the same time, this only does him justice when it comes to the rising cost of fuel currently going on in the world.
His quest is to reduce pollution in spaces where urbanization is growing at a faster rate. He has installed charging points in different cities and towns across Kenya. He doesn't charge anyone for using the chargers.
We wanted to make it as easy for people who own electric vehicles currently, or people who don't own electric vehicles to think twice and say, okay, yeah, I can own an electric vehicle because I can charge for free.
According to the United Nations, cities are a key contributor to climate change as urban activities are major sources of greenhouse gas emissions. Estimates suggest that cities are responsible for 75% of carbon dioxide emissions, with transport and buildings being among the largest contributors. He has now come up with a company called EV Charger, and he hopes to install more charging points on major highways across Kenya and other African countries. Nick Mudimba, CGTN, Nairobi, Kenya.